Okay, so software teams today, they're really up against it. Faster releases, sure, but across web, mobile, APIs, it's a lot.
It is, and traditional automation just isn't keeping pace.
Yeah.
The sources we looked at, they really hammer on the pain points.
Like what specifically?
Well, the huge maintenance costs, obviously.
Yeah.
But also those flaky tests. Everyone knows them.
Ah, yes, the tests that fail if you so much as look at the UI funny.
Exactly. They rely on brittle code locators, right? So any little change breaks them.
Yeah.
It takes specialist constant fixing. It's slow.
So clearly unsustainable. We need something different.
Yeah.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into AI-driven test automation. We'll use the capabilities outlined in our sources and specifically look at features from ZAPTEST, kind of as a case study.
Okay.
The mission here is to give you, our listener, a really clear picture of what this AI approach actually brings to the table, why it might be necessary now.
And it's fascinating where the sources suggest starting. It's accessibility.
Right. Let's dig into that. First up, natural language co-pilot style authoring. This idea that maybe non-technical folks can just describe what needs testing in plain English and get a working script out of it. That sounds, well, revolutionary.
It really does democratize things, frees up those specialized engineers. But hang on.
What's the catch?
Well, governance, right. If anyone can write scripts conversationally, how do you stop it becoming a complete mess? Total chaos in your test suite?
That's a fair point. The sources do mention the AI framework itself kind of standardizes the output. It imposes structure underneath the natural language input.
Okay, so there's some control.
But maybe the bigger fix for that maintenance headache, for the flakiness, is computer vision and self-healing. This is where things get really interesting, I think.
This is absolutely key. The AI isn't relying on those fragile code locators anymore. It sees the screen elements, like a human does.
So if a button moves slightly, or its underlying code changes,
The AI can often still find it visually. It heals itself, in a way. This makes tests way more resilient, cuts down dramatically on that daily grind of fixing broken tests, less fragility.
Okay, resilience is huge, but what about efficiency? You could have super resilient tests, but still need tons of them for different platforms.
Right. You solve one problem, but still have a tool overload issue.
Yeah.
Which brings us to single script, cross-platform execution.
The dream, basically. One test asset.
One asset, yeah. Runs on desktop, web, mobile, whatever. You write it once, it works everywhere.
That drastically cuts down duplication and maintenance, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Now, the sources do note that cheating this isn't trivial. It needs a pretty sophisticated system underneath to handle all the differences between, say, a Windows app and an Android app.
Sure, makes sense. It needs power. And then there's another layer of smarts on top of this.
The system starts getting predictive.
Tell me about that.
We're talking risk-based prioritization. The AI looks at recent code changes, or maybe defect history,
Okay.
and it decides which test to run first. Focuses effort where the risk seems highest. Maximize your impact.
Smart. And test data. That's always tricky.
Yeah, test data intelligence. The AI can generate realistic, synthetic data. So you get good coverage without using sensitive production data. Big win for security and privacy.
And for the business side, the people holding the purse strings.
Predictability. Yeah. Predictable and scalable cost models. Things like fixed unlimited licenses. So companies can scale their automation without costs spiraling out of control per test run. Makes budgeting much easier.
So pulling it all together, what's the bottom line for an organization adopting this?
Well, the outcomes described are pretty compelling. Shorter release cycles, think weeks down to days, big drops in QA spending, and just more confidence that releases won't break things.
So it's becoming less of a nice-to-have tech upgrade.
And more of a strategic necessity, really, to stay competitive, especially if you need to release software fast.
And getting started isn't necessarily a multi-year project.
Apparently not. The sources suggest a proof of concept, measure the value, scale up. You can often get real traction, establish governance in around 90 days.
Yeah.
90 days. That's quite quick for a strategic shift. Okay, final thought then for you listening. If the AI can handle the resilience, the maintenance, even prioritizing what to test, what does that free up human testers to do? What are those higher value, maybe more exploratory QA tasks they can finally focus on?
Good question. Something to chew on.
Definitely. Something to think about until our next deep dive.